this team goes as Zeke goes. He went nowhere.
Exactly.
He had 1.9. No. If you're a $100 million running back, you didn't covered all those dynastic teams of the 90s, and trust me, everybody went into every Emmitt Smith game saying, we're going to take Emmitt Smith away. We got to take him away. We got to make Troy throw it because they're not a passing team. They're a running team. Could people stop Emmitt Smith?
They did.
No, they did not.
Did he average 100 yards a game?
Well, he just kept running over people, around people, through people. Yeah.
You remember that big play when they hit Alvin Harper in San Francisco that broke the game open?
Yeah, sure, I was there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the point is, everybody tried to stop him, and nobody could stop him. And now you say, everybody tries to stop Ezekiel Elliott, and they do. And that was pathetic last night. He gets 35 yards on 17. Are you kidding me? That's horrific. 18 carries. 18 for 35?
When the Cowboys can't run the football, they can't win. If you look at the stats, bear this out. And we love analytics.
Nobody can win when they can't win.
Well, we're talking about nobody. We're talking about the Cowboys. We're talking about somebody else with our next topic. But right now, we're dealing with the Cowboys. The Cowboys Dak is 1-8 when Zeke is held under 75 yards rushing. Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator, came in saying, we will stop Zeke Elliott. We're going to put the ball.
If you're any good, you just run. You get more than 30. You should get 35 on one carry. If you're a $100 million running back, you get 35 on a carry. What happened, Shannon? He just hasn't been that guy. He looks slow to me out of the blocks. He looks a little heavy to me.
Your quarterback has not signed his contract because he wants more money. If he's a $200 million guy, he's got to deliver them. He's got to deliver the goods, and he did not deliver the goods. You can place it on the and you keep talking about New Orleans front four got 4 offensive line, #1 draft picks.
All 4 first round.
What about Cowboys? What they got in the offensive line?
Well, they got their butts whipped.
No.
I'm just telling you. I'm admitting it.
They got 3.
Yeah, they got their butts whipped last night.
And they got a #1 running back.
Could they protect last night? They could not protect. My quarterback was under duress and under fire the whole night long, and guess what? He was really good.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
and they didn't win.
Right away.
It comes Skip. Where did it come?
Got 3 mistakes in the first half. The first one, 3rd and 4 from their 31. If we could see this play, this is 7:13 left in the second quarter. He hits Jason Witten with a rope up the seam. It's just a rope for 16 yards. And then what happened, Shannon?
Fumble.
A.J. Klein gets him from behind and strips him. That's a guy who hadn't fumbled in like 8 years.
Yes.
And again, if that's going to happen, I'm going to lose that game because that gets them across the 50. We're going to at least get a field goal out of that one.
But hold on. Pro Football Focus take those plays into account, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
No, on Jason Witten it would, not on Dak Prescott.
No, but I'm saying you got to factor that in. That's football. Okay. You tell me you say interceptions, you say fumbles, you say batted balls. All those are plays that happen during the course of a football game. Okay. That's a play that happens during the course of a football game.
So here's the course that happened late in the first half, and it's still a 6-3 game, and it's 1:36 left, and it's 4th and 1 at the Dallas 43, and I immediately type all caps punt. Because I don't trust Zeke. What do we see early in the fourth quarter here in the Coliseum in that playoff game against the Rams? He went nowhere. And this time, he had to scratch and claw to get somewhere, and he lost the football going to the ground. You can't do it. You're going to lose at New Orleans if you give them, remember, you're going to go for 3, and instead you give them a short field 3 at the buzzer to walk off the second half, right?
All this can be traced back to Houston last year. You remember when they didn't go for it on 4th down and they punted, and what did Jerry Jones say after the game? He thought they should have gone for it on 4th down. If you notice...
I'm sure he's sitting up there saying, I just paid this guy $100 million. He's got to get this one and hold on to the football.
All I'm saying is that Jerry has planted the seed in his head coach's mind that if you notice, more times than not, on 4th and 1, they're going for it. Even against Jason Garrett's better judgment, because the owner has said they should be going for it. You got 3 #1 draft pick at offensive line that's paying top dollar. You got a running back that's getting paid top dollar. But you also have a quarterback that Skip Bayless says that one of the best in the league.
He is. And I would have called at least some kind of zone read option keeper for Dak Prescott because they don't use it
That ain't what they do with my homeboy. They drop him back and say throw it. That ain't what they do with Tom Brady. They drop him back and say throw it.
Your homeboy saved the game yesterday because he ran it up the middle. He ran it.
Well,
Shannon.
your guy didn't
If he
say
didn't run it yesterday, we're having a whole different conversation because they lose.
Well, the conversation,
it's game over.
The conversation you and I are having this morning is your guy didn't win. That's what the conversation.
My guy did everything in his power with a half an Amari and no Michael Gallup to win.
Hey,
everything in his power.
If you don't mind me asking, Skip.
And by the way, speaking of my running back, the other running back was better last night. Kamara just looked better than Zeke.
And the quarterback, too.
You said that. You
the quarterback looked better, too.
Sorry.
The quarterback looked better, too.
He did not look better. He had a QBR of 17, 18. He had 18, and my quarterback had 77.
Where did your quarterback come?
Wow. How can you argue with that, Shannon? That's like a complete wipeout.
Where did your quarterback
play?
Your quarterback came to my and has one of these and a hot ale. That's what your quarterback came to my restaurant and had.
My quarterback would not lure himself to ever go to your restaurant. Trust me. It's beneath his dignity.
Hey,
it's on the wrong side of his town.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. I want to know on a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott threw a Hail Mary from the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Why in the hell did the ball land on the 10?
Because you should know this if you know anything about football. They slot blitzed him, and the slot blitzer came free. And by the way, I thought it was roughing the passer.
Oh,
wait. They're not going to call that on New Orleans at New Orleans. That's roughing the passer. That's a shot right in the kisser. That's roughing.
No, he did. He turned to the side. Look at Dak
roughing.
Look at Dak begging.
It should have been another play, but no. So how did he do? So Shannon Sharp asked, how did he only throw it 45 yards? He got hit in the mouth.
No, he did. He got hit.
He got his jaw broken.
All I know is I saw OBJ running around and slinging 65 yards. Now, one guy's a wide receiver. The other guy's a quarterback asking for 170 million.
Well,
Skip Bayless.
Trust me, he can throw it 70 yards.
No, he can't. No, he can't.
Yeah, he can.
Go,
I'm glad you're bringing up this video for me because I would have forgotten that. That should have been one more play.
Only a handful.
Heck, I don't know. Maybe they could have kicked a field goal from there.
Only in my career, watching the game and studying the game, I think I've only seen it twice. Where on a Hail Mary you bring a blitz because normally people are afraid to do that, Skip.
Well, he did. Dennis Allen coached his tail off last night, and he was on top of it from the start.
Because a lot of times, Skip, what do guys do? The guys run around, buy time. I'm not going to give you that time to let the guys get further down the field so you can hit. Because Aaron Rodgers does this a lot. He'll pivot, run to one side, and heave it. Dennis Allen says, no, I'm not going to give you that opportunity. Skip, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to this. The Cowboys, and I know, look, I'm not saying Dak eventually will not be a great quarterback because he's vastly improved from what he was his first 3 years. But this is a running football team, and when they can run it and play action off of it, it makes them very dangerous. But the thing is, Miami is not very good. Neither is Washington because we saw that debacle, what they had earlier. And the Giants, we saw what the Giants were with Eli.
I told you Friday, the season started this last month.
That's what I told you. Okay. Because, so, in other words...
So they lost 12-10 to a really good team, just reeking of revenge at New Orleans, in maybe the toughest place to play in all of football.
But you remember last year?
Wow,
You remember last year when the roles were reversed? How you came in here doing cartwheels when they beat them on Thursday night?
Well, who expected that? I
thought it was Simone Biles. He was coming here flipping and turning the one handstand. You were just turning over and over. My defense. That's Drew Brees.
I haven't finished about my quarterback. Because late in that game, he was so good. Did you see? Could we see that 3rd and 12 from the 12 when you're probably doing cartwheels and handstands?
I know it's over. I know it's over. They don't matter.
What did my quarterback do?
What do you
do? He just stands up and finally hits Amari. Look at this with a man hanging all over him. What a throw that is. Under pressure to save the game. Look at this with the guy hanging all over him.
He threw the ball gone.
He had guys hanging on him all night long. He barely...
Skip, he only got hit 3 times.
Yeah, and then how about the throw up the seam to little Randall Cobb after this? Could we see the one? This is his best throw of the night. Because, by the way, this is actually 3rd and 20 from the 12-yard line again.
That was pretty.
3rd and 20.
I'll give you that
what a shot that was. And you know what it made me wonder? This is my first issue. That's what a sweet throw. I thought for a second he might just be free, might be gone.
You thought that?
I think somebody was really...
You thought that. You thought that. And then you're like, oh, he's not free.
Oh, he was almost free. And the point is that my quarterback threw that ball, and I'm thinking, why didn't we get to see more of that through the game? And I think it was the first night, Kellen Moore, that I needed to see more. Kellen Moore. Because Kellen Moore coached and called plays last night not to lose that game.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
they lost
Skip,
it.
you know what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm seeing? I don't know if anybody at home is seeing this.
Yeah.
When the Cowboys lose, it's everybody else's fault except Dak. It's the offensive line got manhandled. Zeke is not living up to that money. Kellen Moore is not calling plays.
If Dak had a QBR of 18, I would own that. But Shannon Sharp, you got to deal with that. He had a 77. It was the 4th best in the whole NFL. And you're saying he's to blame for this loss.
And I told you, I said, Skip Bayless, be careful about this QBR.
Wow.
I told you, what was Tom Brady's QBR in the Super Bowl? But he won the game.
No, it was a terrible QBR.
Okay, but he won
Tom
the game.
Brady had a 10 yesterday.
No, I'm not talking about yesterday.
Terrible.
No.
It's terrible.
I told you.
See, Tom Brady had a 10. Dak had a 77.
No, Skip. No, I said, Skip, be careful. So I'm saying which is more important, QBR or win? I said, Tom Brady had a 26. You say, but he won the game.
Well,
so I wouldn't have did it. Okay. Your guy had a 77.
Yeah.
But what did he take to my restaurant? He took that 77, and I had 77 L's hung up in the restaurant.
Did you?
Yeah.
So nice
77 L's.
Watch what happens if the number 1 and number 2 receiver get healthy. Watch what happens because the first 3 games will start happening over and over and over again. And I loved what I saw from my defense, and you must be getting a little scared of my defense.
Skip,
because it looked big
Teddy
time.
Bridgewater.
Yeah.
That was Teddy Bridgewater.
So let's write it off as Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, that's what Dak said.
Okay.
Dak said, oh, yeah, y'all already got it built in. If we beat the Saints, they didn't have Drew Brees. Well, we don't have to write that story. You know why we don't have to write it? Because you didn't win. And they didn't have Drew Brees. So take that L back to Dallas.
You like Robert Quinn last night?
Robert Quinn on turf. Skip.
The mighty Quinn.
Robert Quinn is built for turf. Because if you remember what he was like he was a half a sack away from tying Michael Strahan's record. He has wiggle and he's bendy.
We stole him. 6th round pick.
He's
stolen.
He's perfect for turf and Jerry World. So anytime he gets on turf, now he's gonna be unbelievable on turf because he has that kind of ability. He can wiggle you and he's flexible.
Wow.
But
love it.
At the end of the day, but if you don't score with 10 points, you're not gonna win very many games.
Well, here come the Packers next week. And guess what they can't do? They can't stop the run. So maybe Zeke will get his mojo back. Is that possible?
I don't know what y'all can do. But hold on. Robert Quinn got to deal with Bakhtiari. Bakhtiari is greater than number 1.
He missed
That's Bilaga, the right tackle.
Okay.
But hold on, Skip. When your $21 million defensive lineman, when he gonna show up?
I don't know.
And stop hitting quarterbacks.
He had one big play last night, and it got 15 yards.
Yeah, you can't hit the quarterback. Skip, you know you can't hit the quarterback in the legs. When?
Well, he was falling, so.
No, he wasn't falling. No, he wasn't falling. Stop it.
Ducking under.
Don't do this, Skip. Don't do that.
No, I agree.
Skip,
that was the only play that he quote unquote made all night. You might see more.
But at some point in time, Skip, you're going to have to stop shifting the blame to everybody else.
I'm not shifting. My quarterback played great.
No, he didn't.
Yep.
No, he didn't. No.
Under the
Skip.
circumstances,
Wins and losses.
Played great.
No, wins and losses. Skip, I
you know what? My team still has a 1-game lead in the NFC East, so I'm good today.
Hold on.
I'm actually happy today.
But just think about where you were Thursday night at about 5:45. When the Eagles were down 14. And you were thinking you're going to New Orleans with a chance to have a commanding lead, 4-0 to 1-3. And here we are talking about it today on a Monday, and you're a game back.
Then I saw the Eagles give up like 400 yards passing to Aaron Rodgers, and I said, we got it.
But your guy ain't Aaron Rodgers. Your guy isn't Aaron Rodgers.
No, my guy threw for like 400 against the Eagles in the 4th quarter and overtime last year. So
that's over 2 games. But what's my guy going to do to you? My guy ain't Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, I know what we did to your guy twice last year.
My guy ain't Teddy Bridgewater.
Rodgers is 6-2 against the Cowboys, Shannon.
What is he?
6-2 as a starter.
What's his record against
the
that?
Cowboys.
2-1 against that?
Who's that?
Rodgers.
Oh, yeah. Dak's QBR in those 3 games is an average of 80 versus Aaron Rodgers' 62.
I took it off my
80 to 62.
It became too complicated. It became too complicated. People didn't know if they wanted it with avocado. People didn't know if they wanted it with jicama. So I took it off the menu.
It's a delicacy, and your restaurant is too low rent.
No.
Sorry.
That's where you get the best food from. The little dives, hole in the wall.
Say that to you. That's rude.
That's okay.
All right.
I grew up in a low rent barbecue.
I served
We're moving on.
The best L's in America.
Okay, well, we didn't have an L for this guy, but the Patriots, should they be concerned about Tom Brady and that offense? That is next. Don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM. We'll be right back.